Today we get to talk to one of my favorite people. She's one of the most fun humans I know, is Kari Gran. And we'll go to a taqueria with you in LA. She'll go antiquing with you in little small stores. She is just the best.
It's me.
Oh, hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Can you hear me okay? I've got my little microphone
Oh,
on.
you're so good. You're so professional.
I don't think so, but
You
nice.
are. Nice to see you.
It is lovely to see you. I wish I was in person with you.
I know. I wish you were in person and we were just like in my dining room having this conversation, and then you could fix my mug.
Oh, because it's broken.
My
Uh-huh.
mug is broken.
Yeah, it's broken. So you're terrible. Stop.
Hi.
Hi.
I am so excited to have this conversation with you today because I feel like, well, it's just selfish because I want you to tell me everything that I need to do. And I'm so grateful for your wisdom and having you share all of your tips and tricks for our community this morning.
I'm here for it. And I'm bossy, so it's like a win-win-win situation.
I
And I
tend to
have that in common,
I feel
I
like
think.
we
Uh-huh.
I gravitate towards bossy alpha females, and they make me feel more comfortable in my natural state.
Yes, like I'm okay,
Yeah,
you're okay. Yeah.
100%. Do you mind if I do a little introduction about
Yep.
you and all
Please.
the amazing things that you do and create, and then that way we can jump in. And if I forget anything, you just let me
Okay.
know.
All right.
We are joined this morning by the amazing Kari Gran, who is a self-described beauty junkie. And you can't tell on the Instagram live, she doesn't have a filter on. I'm just telling you that's just how she looks. It's this glow. It's true. And I'm not even fluffing you, or as the kids say these days, glazing you.
Okay.
But
Oh,
it's a new word, glazing.
okay.
Anyway, she is effervescent in this like face thing. So her self-described junkiness has actually paid off. But luckily for us, she co-founded the Kari Gran Skin Care Company with her partner in crime, Lisa, who is also amazing. And you are dedicated to creating organic, whole, plant-forward, oil-based, natural, ingredient wellness minded products
Yeah.
for women. And I think one of the things that it always blows my mind, and every time you say it, you're like, of course, everyone knows that, is that your skin is your largest organ
Mm-hmm.
and she needs to be fed. And
Mm-hmm.
just like, you feed yourself, or food is thy medicine,
Yeah.
your skin is your largest organ, deserves to be treated with wellness as well. And so I think you're going to go into your philosophy on that today, which is so important when we're talking about transdermal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's incredible, and you lead the formulation. And I know that you're also going to talk about your journey, what happened to you in your late 20s, and the diagnoses that you received that were really, game changing for you and life altering and not good.
Yeah.
you know, not good. And we've talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I also think sharing that story today and why when you have, and we've talked about this, I have an autoimmune disease as well, like it changes your body.
Yeah.
And so how do you approach that? And you are, Kari and I met in a hotel room, not a hotel room, in a hotel lobby in Orlando. And this is how amazing it is. She goes, hi, I'm Kari today. And she busts out in her purse and hands me peptides for my face, which you can't tell, but they actually do work. And they're amazing. And you changed my life in a hotel lobby. So, you really are just one of those incredible people, and we're so grateful to have you.
Oh,
So thank you.
right back at you.
Yeah. So I want to start with, you've created this devoted community of women in perimenopause and menopause because of our skin and the importance of proactive prevention of
Yeah.
aging. And what was it that inspired you to start Kari Gran Skincare?
Honestly, When I started the line, I was 40, 42,
Mm-hmm.
43. So unbeknownst to me, to moi, I was in the throes. I was in the like absolute perimenopause zone of chaos, as I've heard doctors describe it
Yeah.
now. So much conversation, and I'm so grateful for that. But at the time, because I have autoimmune thyroid disease, I just thought, oh, it's ramping up. My skin's getting
Right.
drier. Everything's getting drier. I can't blink my eyes. They're so, like everything was like piling, piling,
Yeah.
piling. I was getting seasonal allergies like I'd never had
Yeah.
before. I was getting hives. I was getting acne
Yeah.
breakouts, and
Yeah.
I had acne before. And so, but first and foremost, what led the pack of all of those not so fun things to deal with was dry skin.
Yeah.
And at that time, at the time that we started the company, the year before, I had left a career I had had for a really long time in sales and had developed the line for myself and just been using myself as my own number one guinea pig.
Yeah.
And Lisa, who you've met, who's our CEO and a very good friend of mine,
Yep.
we're now business partners. She at the time, well, at the time, she is 10 years older than me. So 43,
Yep.
53, like the perfect ages for all of this to come into play. And she had grown up with oily acneic skin.
Interesting.
But in her early 50s, she had already gone through the menopausal transition and her skin had become drier. So super dry me and then getting drier Lisa.
Yeah.
That Christmas that I had taken a full year off from my previous job, I gave her the gift of the line that I had created for myself. She then came to me because we were doing yoga together at 6 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
3 days a week, because that's the only time when you are in sales, nobody needs something from
Yeah.
you.
Calling
Yeah.
you
Hello.
up. Hey, where are you?
Yeah. So we had really, because we had worked together, we had just stayed in touch. And so for Christmas, I gave her this janky little line of skincare that I was using. A lot of it stemmed from my yoga practice, which was
Interesting.
in Ayurvedic practices of oil. Women in other parts of the world have used oil on their skin
Yeah.
forever. We in America, this is new for us because I am now 56, and so I grew up where you did not put oil on your skin.
Yeah.
You put things like sea breeze and tightening and
Yeah.
astringent and unpleasant things.
Mm-hmm.
And, never, never, never oil, except baby oil when you lay it out in the
Correct.
sun. Yeah. Or, laid in a tanning bed. So those are the things that I did. So when I gave this to her and I've been using it happily, she was like, wow, this, like, my skin feels really good. And like my husband, who says nothing, said, wow, your skin looks great. What are you doing?
Right.
So I got to give like 100% of the credit to Lisa for us even having a company, because in her very, like Lisa way, she was like, well, you don't have a job. Why don't we know a lot of people. We could ask them to try it. And again, I never connected the dots of perimenopause, estrogen decline.
Yeah.
Estrogen controls the moisture in our body.
Yeah.
We have estrogen receptors in almost every cell and organ system in our body. And skin, like you said, is an organ.
Yeah.
So while I was putting on the cream and the lotions, they felt great for about 5 minutes.
And then they just
then
evaporated.
they were gone. Yeah. And so when I found oils and started playing with oils and using them on my own skin, I would wake up in the morning and I still felt like I had some moisturization and some hydration.
I will say one of the things, and again, I'm a fangirl, so take that with a grain of salt, but the lusciousness, that's like, it's so lush.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I'm obsessed with the peptide, but it goes on and I can literally feel it. I know that maybe it's psychosomatic and that I'm making up that I'm feeling it, but I feel like I am. It's amazing, the
No,
richness.
You know what? I think you're onto something, and that explanation is really good because we are chronically under moisturized
Yeah.
and dehydrated.
Yeah.
So when our skin gets a drink of something that's nourishing and beneficial, it's like it perks up. It gets that glow factor is what I like that dewy, plump. You know, I grew up in the land of really matte finish makeup,
Yes.
right? So I don't want matte finish anymore. I am not
You want to
interested in that.
glisten?
I want a glisten and a glow and like not, I don't want a matte lip. I don't want a matte face. It just, I think it instantly makes you look dehydrated.
Yeah, it's amazing. So how, when you're thinking about the pillars, right? Like I always think about what's in my toolbox, how can I
Yep.
use it? What are those key pillars, those tools that women can look to that you say, look, if you could only do 5 things for your skin
Mm-hmm.
to help proactively prevent situations,
Yep.
what are they?
So I've got 3 really big ones.
Okay.
Cleanse. You want to clean your skin, regardless if you're wearing makeup, every night, clean your skin. If you have dry skin, an oil cleanser is really nice because it will not strip. It will clean it, but it won't strip it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you want to hydrate and moisturize. So I call them one because we use those words interchangeably.
Mm-hmm.
But hydration really means water,
Yep.
hydra, and oil is the emollient. So together they form the cream or the lotion. So those 2 components give you the moisturization.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to protect your skin every single day. So I am a gigantic proponent of daily sunscreen. No matter what. If it's raining, if it's sunshine, if it's cloudy, if it doesn't matter. If it's light enough to read a book, SPF is critical because the UVA rays are not burning your skin, but they are aging your skin. So just remember UVA for UV aging.
Okay.
And that's what we can do to preventatively, like let's focus on prevention and not repair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you brush your teeth every day, you will likely prevent cavities.
Mm-hmm.
If you pick and choose that I'll brush my teeth when I eat a piece of cake or a cookie because it's sugary, you're not getting that daily preventative care. So I like to think about my sunscreen kind of like my teeth brushing.
Yeah.
It's just a non-negotiable item. And I can't remember who said the thing about light enough to read a book, but UVA rays, they're so sneaky. They penetrate clouds, they penetrate glass. Look at the driver's side of your face, and it will have more damage than.
Yeah. You know what I will say? It's well, Carrie and I grew up in I grew up in Hawaii, and I am of Scottish and German descent. Not a great idea to grow up in the tropics, just as a pro tip. Not the best thing for your skin. And I look at my arms and the skin damage in particular and my chest, like
Yep.
it's because your face as a kid, okay, fine, I would face zinc, whatever. It is pretty incredible how much damage has happened, and in particular on my left driving arm, and just growing up in the tropics of having that exposure. It's really incredible.
Well, and that's the other thing, like this part of my arm
Mm-hmm.
versus the part where it's usually like I don't wear sleeveless tops, rare, sleeves maybe, but the sun damage on the fronts of my forearms, I was standing getting ready and like I just noticed the difference in the texture
Yes.
and tone of my versus a part of my body that does not see
Yeah.
the sun. Like don't wear a 2-piece bathing suit like ever. My choice. I could, I guess, if I wanted to, but I don't want
Yep.
to. It's like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a mark, not a wrinkle, not a line. It's just perfect. So that's my wish.
Great. Okay. Can
Say,
I want to
hydrate, you protect, and then you go on with your life. Now, you love the peptides. I love the peptides. We've got something launching tomorrow with more peptides, so stay tuned. But that is just, that's like
The cream
taking it.
on the top.
So,
Yeah.
so it targets fine lines and wrinkles. You know, it's a messenger to a protein in the body, and in this case, we want to target collagen and elastin.
Yeah.
So we just added that to a product that we had had for 10 years, the essential serum, which I gave you, and like I just love it more. And then you can also go into targeted treatments like vitamin C.
Yep.
Is going to help with old damage, evening out, brightening. It has those qualities. It's a long-term game. It's not like a use it
Overnight.
once. And then a lot of people are using prescription strength retinoids or over the counter, you know, and so there are things, like you said, that you can put into your toolkit. But fundamentally, you have to clean, hydrate, moisturize, and protect. And if you're not using SPF, it's kind of like you're throwing your money away on everything else you put on underneath.
Yeah. I do want to say that Kari and her team generously have, for the community that, you know, we've been doing a bunch of events, have given out sunscreen. And a friend of mine came up to me who grew up in Greece, in Athens and Crete, and but she's very fair, and she said it is the best sunscreen she's ever used in her whole life. And can you just explain how it's different and what you've done in your formulation for that sunscreen that's so impactful?
Yep. So first and foremost, it's formulated in an oil base. That's number one. So most sunscreens are formulated in water, which means that they go on and they dry down super fast.
Yeah.
So, you know, like we live in a fast society. We want everything fast, fast, fast. When you're utilizing a product that has an oil base, it takes a little bit of time for it to absorb into the skin. But with zinc in particular, if you lay down zinc onto parched, dry skin, it's going to feel more parched and more dry. And it's like grab dry patches, and it's going to exacerbate your pores.
Okay.
So that's number one. And that's I think that's part of the reason why people are like, I don't like sunscreen. I don't like the way it, you know.
She loves it. She goes, I've never had sunscreen like this. I mean, she was like, this is game changing for me.
So for me, I wanted the sunscreen to be a natural extension of your skincare regime. So it had to feel like skincare.
Yeah.
So that where zinc oxide met botanicals, they came together with a tiny bit of organic beeswax, just enough to keep them together. And so the beeswax leaves a very velvety, soft finish, but the oils really help the zinc to not grab those parts of your skin that might be dry. So it looks and feels like a serum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So you lead product innovation on your team. Yeah. What are the ingredients and the formulations that you're looking for that you say, that's different, that's what women need, and that matters for aging skin?
So first and foremost, I am a firm believer in oils. So if you've never tried oil, it's really like, they're so concentrated, you don't need very much, number one. Number two, they linger. They stay with you. Your skin will feel like soft and dewy, and it won't feel dry and tight. I like things that are great for sensitized skin. So like you and I talk in the same language with kind of just our ethnic backgrounds. Like I'm Scandinavian, and there's no light except in it's super, you know, like 24 hours of light. But these poor people don't get a lot of sunlight.
Right.
So when I do, I don't tan. I turn bright red. Like it's just not there. But now I got totally off track. My brain is like, what happened?
Oils. You were talking about the ingredients of aging skin.
Yeah, and so estrogen. Estrogen, 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 estrogen. I was listening to a podcast today with Dr. Louise Newsom and Dr. Lauren Stryker, and they were talking about, there was a paper that was published about transdermal estrogen and women not absorbing it well.
Oh, interesting.
The reasons why is hypothesized is that dry skin
So interesting.
problematic. And so what you're dealing with is you're getting older, your estrogen's going down,
Mm-hmm.
your retention is not as good, is you just don't have that same level of suppleness in your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, when you forget to water your plant,
Yeah.
it looks a little bad, and then you water it and it, you know, perks back up. That is what oils do for the skin. And so I believe when your skin feels good, it looks better.
Yeah.
You know,
It's amazing. Okay, so what is your skincare routine? You
okay.
wake up in the morning,
Mhm.
what does it look like? How do we look like you? That's just my real question.
You are insane.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You know that I'm not. Well, you know that I'm insane, actually,
I
technically.
do.
I know.
Okay, so I get up after I shower or take a bath. I just rinse my face with water. I don't cleanse again. I don't need to overstrip or over cleanse
Mm-hmm.
my skin. If I hardcore sweaty workout, I would definitely cleanse again.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't cleanse again. So first thing I do is I apply vitamin C serum. Just a pump or two, and I treat from here. You can't see, like my chest is like a triangle of freckles, but I treat from here to here. So I treat my face the same way I treat my neck and my chest. They're
Okay.
all one unit in my mind. So I do that, and it's an oil-based form of C as well, and a very gentle form. And so I can use that every single day. Then I use the peptide serum. Now, do I use the peptide every day? Yeah, sometimes I do. It depends kind of how quickly I'm getting ready.
Okay.
I brush my teeth because I want it to absorb before I put the sunscreen on.
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't want to layer oils too fast because you
Ah,
and give them time.
smart.
So, you know, like, and I'm not talking 10 minutes, I'm talking a minute or two. You'll feel it, and you don't need a lot, like a couple pumps of
Yeah.
peptide here to here absorb very
Yep.
quickly. So then I apply the sunscreen. And again, here to here. And then it depends on the day. Like today, I'm wearing more makeup because I'm doing this. So I have foundation over the top, but generally I just do the sunscreen and then mist it all with tonic when I'm done. And that's it. Like I set it, you know, does that make sense? Like I set
Like foundationally, it's like,
but you can play with the order, but you always want to lay down your vitamin C first. So your vitamin C and your sunscreen are like best friends because you've got antioxidant protection that you're laying down. Free radical damage meets antioxidant protection. They're really good.
yeah.
Then your sunscreen is like your, you know, your top layer of protection that you use. So they work really well synergistically, C and sunscreen do. But you use like a retinol during the day. If you're using that, anything that makes you more sensitive to the sun, you can
Do at night. Okay. Okay. I love that you've said you can do all these things, but if you get your sunscreen and you don't include sunscreen,
then
it's kind of all for naught.
it is kind of, it really truly is. It's like whitening your teeth and never brushing them.
Yeah. That's such a good analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, why would you? I just want people to think about that. And then, like my husband, who's got he's got a much more tan complexion than I do, you know, tolerates really well. He is on his third or fourth Mohs skin cancer surgery in a year and a half. So now wearing sunscreen every day, but you know, before it was like, oh, it's no big, you know, it's no big deal. He wasn't getting sunburned all the time,
Right.
but it's just like as you get older, all of the sins of your youth, like I used to go to Hawaii a lot as a kid, and my favorite thing was to burn so badly that I peeled myself like a snake.
Mm-hmm. I used to take what we called Manoi oil, which was from Tahiti.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I would put it on my whole body, including my face. And I got dark, like
You
really
did?
dark. Mm-hmm. I sure did. I mean, it
Yeah.
was.
So, I mean, that was I traveled as a kid to warm places, and it shows up a
It,
lot later.
I
So,
actually do want to call that out, which is get your skin checked. It
yes.
seems silly. It's another thing to do. We all have these. I mean, we all have to-do
Yep.
lists. It's no big deal. Put it on
Yep.
there and just go and have
Yeah.
somebody check out your body, in between your toes, in your hair. Like it
It's
really
one.
matters.
I just had mine. Yeah. It's so. It's just like pick a month. What I do is I pick a month of the year. And today I'm getting my annual physical. Yesterday I had my DEXA scan. Last month I had my it fell into maybe it was this month, I don't remember, but I did a mammogram. So it's like all of these
Yeah,
things, and it's in the preventative bucket so that you can deal with it.
that's right. And skin matters. So
Yeah.
how can women find your products? There is a code which we'll be putting in all of this, and the Kari Gran Skin team has generously offered an amazing discount code. So go shopping. Seriously, add to cart. Just go shopping.
We are at karigran.com, and it's easy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. Thank you for everything. We are so grateful for you, as always. I can't wait to see you next so that we can go eat Mexican food and then go antiquing.
Yes.
Just saying. Some of these, by the way.
I know. Don't rub it in my
That
face.
one's really good. What do you think?
I love all of it.
It's really good. Anyway, thank you for everything.
You're
Thank you for being
welcome.
such a champion for women. We are so grateful for everything that you and Lisa do.
Thank you. Thank you. Ditto. And we'll see, I'm sure we'll run into each other soon.
Yeah, I'm going to see you
Okay.
soon. I can't wait. Okay. I'm going to see you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.